Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unit 5. Hopefully, everybody has turned in their assignment for Unit 4, that being the quiz. So, we're beginning Unit 5, and this week, what we're looking at is reviews. So you can see from the objectives, determining a difference between narrative reviews, systematic reviews, meta-analyses, and meta-syntheses. So you'll read about these in your readings, and also they'll be discussed in one of the videos. Speaking of the videos, there is a very good one. It's long. It's an hour long, but it's an introduction or maybe a reintroduction into statistics. And I watched that. I thought he covers it, all the topics, just really well, basic overview. So it doesn't really fit too much into this unit, but I think it's still good information nonetheless that you'll need in the future anyway. So check that out, save that video, and watch that. Next is critique a piece of literature using the 9 intellectual standards. So what we'll do is we'll go over that a little bit this week in this week's video, and then analyze the logic of an article and the research design, which falls within essentially in that same assignment. So here's the first video, critically reading a journal article. The second is the video about the statistics. And then we'll go over some reviews in this video here. And then to the readings. We are in 5. So we have the Law of McDermid. You can skim through, peruse these articles here, and then also a Creswell article as well. So these are your great resources right here. Also, there's 2 additional articles, both on critical thinking. I think this is just good for really your overall knowledge. And then here's an article that will help you supplement the Law of McDermid text on different types of reviews. And then finally, the Hawkins and Elder article on clinical reasoning, which is here. So moving on to the assignment. Okay, here we go. So this is your scholarly paper. This is going to be more than the other assignments. This is 14% of your grade. And what I also need to do here, I just realized, is attach, no, actually the rubric will be here. So when you click on scholarly paper, you can click on view rubric, and then here's the rubric for the paper. So 10% of this paper is this section here, 40% of papers in this section here, and then so on. Make sure when you're doing your paper, you're keeping this rubric in mind, because this is how we will be grading your paper. For the scholarly paper, 3 pages max. Do not make it more than 3 pages long, please. It can be shorter. How short, you ask, is probably what you're thinking. It can be as short as it needs to be. So whatever you need to do to get the information out there, not superfluous, but it's not too short either. It's just what it needs to be. So 3 pages max, but it can be shorter. And that does not include the APA title page Remember, include the APA title page, and that does not include the reference page at the end either, which should be a very short reference page. So using a medical database, like those ones that you went over in the library workshop and you've used before, just select a journal article of interest to you. But it has to be a review paper, narrative, systematic, meta-analysis, or meta-synthesis paper. The title of the abstract of the method section is going to tell you what it is. It'll say this is a narrative review. Might say it in the title. Should definitely say it in the abstract and also the method section. If you're not sure, ask a friend first, see if they know, see if they can figure it out. And then if you're really unsure, then you could always ask us, but try to always use that as the last line just because we will get 52 questions on this. So you guys can usually figure it out, but if not, let us know. So the article needs to be related to occupational therapy, and it also needs to be a journal article. Try not to do a dissertation or get some different types of articles. So try to find it from a journal. And then attach that as a full text article PDF to your submission. This way we can look at the article and then look at your paper as well. Use APA formatting throughout the paper. Again, title page, in-text citations, page numbering, all that stuff. Start the paper, maybe the first paragraph, first part, just explaining the differences between the different types of reviews. Pretty straightforward. You get that from your text and the video. Then this is the part that's sometimes a little tricky. Construct an analysis of each of the 9 intellectual standards according to the Paul and Elder article. Each of the 9 standards should be in their own category, so talk about each one individually, and then use details and examples from that article that you chose from the database, the article of interest, and the literature. So that's what you're going to analyze, is the article that you chose. That's the main body. And then finally, close with a conclusion and a personal reflection. Make sure to check the rubric and make sure that everything is in there. Also, proofread your paper. Please proofread it and make sure that is all good. Sometimes it's very hard if there's a lot of errors in it to get through some of the papers. So proofread it. Also, try to get this in early. If you wait till the last minute, sometimes I know you could do the work, but then you just want to get it done and you send something in, and it's pretty poor. So just try to get this done early. Giving you an extra week for this because of well, it's 2 weeks. I think it's supposed to fall over your spring break, but I gave you an extra week because this assignment might take you a little while and don't want you having to submit anything over spring break. So you should have 2 weeks to do this, but I'd like you to start early. And then the last thing is don't use any direct quotes for this course and any subsequent research courses. Direct quotes are rarely used in research. So we want you to learn how to paraphrase, and you should be paraphrasing. So just paraphrase and then cite. It's simple as that. Don't pull direct quotes from the text. There's no need for that. So here are the universal intellectual standards, and it just breaks it down. So what you're going to do is you look at that article, and then you ask, has the writer's point been made clear? How clear? Now, you don't have to answer every one of these questions, but some could be more relevant in your article than other questions. So go through and address all 9 of these. And this is the body of your paper. So this is showing you how to analyze a paper, just how to get introduced to a critical review of the paper, and just that's what we're working on with this assignment here. And then that's all for that assignment. If you haven't, check your email, check the announcements for when the new midterm exam is. Changed from 7 a.m. on a Monday morning to Wednesday. So we're able to change it. So that's good news for you. And we also have the location for that as well. So check the announcements. And I will also be doing a review or a review sheet for you. And this is for the midterm exam. And then what I'd also like to do is just do one live online session. And I'm working on getting a time for that when you're all free. So you can review it. And then if you have any questions, you can ask. But I won't be presenting anything new or anything about the exam. That'll all be in the review sheet. It's just a time so you can just ask me questions. So if you don't really have any questions, then no need to attend. It's not mandatory. I'm not checking to see who's there. It's just whoever wants to show up can show up if you have any questions. So I am working on getting you guys that. And that would be it for Unit 5. That is it. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, let us know. And if not, then have a good week. All right, thanks.